It's Victory Monday in the Motor City. Feeling good about the 1-1 Lions. Big one coming up this week. We got PFF grades and more.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, everybody? Matt Dery with you. It's a Monday edition of Locked On Lions right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. A Monday, September 19th and a Tuesday, September 20th, a Victory Monday after yesterday's 36-27 victory and win over the Washington Commanders at Ford Field. A raucous Ford Field, and the Lions sit at 1-1. Now tonight, they will spend some time watching closely the Minnesota Vikings, who are on the road in Philly, to face the Eagles as part of one of the two Monday Night Football games tonight. And then the Lions, off a short week for Minnesota, will go play the Vikings in Minnie coming up next weekend. Hope everybody had a great Monday and you're doing all right. A lot to discuss here on this program today, including our top 5 and bottom 5 PFF grades, which we always give you from the offense and defense right here on this very program each and every Monday. But first, I got to remind you, the Locked On Lions today is brought to you by our friends at PrizePicks. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made easy. Pick 2 to 5 players, and if they score more or less than their PrizePicks projection, you can win up to 10 times your money on your entry. First-time users can receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100 with a promo code LOCKEDON. That's prizepicks.com, promo code LOCKEDON. Definitely play tonight. Follow us on Twitter, Dery Speaks, D-E-R-Y Speaks, at Locked On Lions on Twitter. Also, the Matt Dery Facebook fan page, where we post the podcast every day. And if you're watching on YouTube, we are here as well on the Locked On Lions YouTube channel. First and foremost, it just feels good to get a victory. And so many times last year, so many times in the past, the Lions would be up 22-0 or whatever it's been in the past, or other games. Yesterday, of course, it was 22-0. And the Commanders got it to within one score. And in the past, we've seen the Lions gag away games, lose games, stub their toe, and it was nice to put an opponent away yesterday. And it was also nice and we're going to get into Dan Skipper, we're going to get into Ben Johnson, we're going to get into PFF, all of these things. But I want to start here. Washington players were quoted after the game, a couple of defensive players, as saying it was like the Lions knew what we were doing on defense and they took advantage of it. Let me repeat that. The Lions knew what the Commanders were doing. Think about that for a second. Remember 2015? Golden Tate coming on our radio show on Detroit Sports, the now defunct and failed Detroit Sports 105.1. Came on the show in 2015. I think the Lions were off to like an 0-4 or 0-5 start, or maybe it was 0-3. They lost to Denver. And Tate gets on the air with me and says, the other team's calling out our plays. The defense knows what we're doing. And I was like, wait, what? And he's like, seriously, all 3 games we played this year, the defense is calling out our signals. They know what's coming. And Joe Lombardi was under fire. Jim Caldwell wasn't ready to fire him yet. And it was an unmitigated disaster and embarrassing. Now the tables have turned. Other teams are saying the Lions seem to know what they're doing and exploiting it. When was the last time we heard that? Seriously, kudos to Ben Johnson and the offensive staff, Dan Campbell, because it's nice to hear other teams say, we're being out-coached. We're being out-schemed. The Lions are 1-1. I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to find out a lot this Sunday. All right, is this team taking the next step? We're going to find out this week. They're going on the road. They're playing a team they barely ever beat in the Vikings. And I know they beat them last year, but just Minnesota, some people think, is a hotness. We're going to find out tonight if the Vikings can go into Philly and go 2-0. But last week, Minnesota looked really good knocking off Green Bay. And now the Lions are going there to the Dome. It's going to be loud. Let's see what they're made of. It's the third game. I'm not making any proclamations, but boy, imagine what this town would do with a 2-1 football team coming home to play Seattle in a couple of weeks. Oh, by the way, the Lions are doing Oktoberfest gimmicks to sell tickets for the Seahawks game. Ticket sales must be light. But I got news for you. Yesterday was loud again in that stadium. But kudos to Ben Johnson and the staff for putting a game plan together. This Lions offense is tops in the league in scoring through 2 games, and they're playing very well. And they're clicking. And they're guys that you expect to have big years are having big years already. Again, it's 2 games in. I get it. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, nobody can cover this kid. This kid is unreal. He's uncoverable. The routes he runs, the precise cuts he makes, the catches he comes up with, even in traffic, the yards after the catch, the little go in motion reverse where he ran down the sideline. Great call by Ben Johnson, but Amon-Ra ran by the whole team, the Commanders team. Kid's putting up amazing numbers. And looks like a star in the making. DeAndre Swift is making plays. The offensive line. Shout out to Hank Fraley. Somebody on my Twitter feed, and I apologize, might have been Jay or one of these guys, made a comment to me, Jason Poitras, I think, that, look, what about a game ball for Hank Fraley? Yesterday, the Lions were without Pro Bowler Jonah Jackson, Pro Bowler Frank Ragnow, and Hal Vaitai, and played their middle of their offensive line with Evan Brown, who, by the way, is going to be a starter somewhere. Sometime. Logan Stenberg, who PFF dinged again, and Dan Skipper at left guard yesterday. What a job by Hank Fraley and this coaching staff. When have we ever said that? I know I'm repeating myself, but it's true. Credit the coaches. Fantastic job. And I know it's the Commanders. Washington's not good. They're not. I'm not expecting big things from that outfit this year. I think the Eagles are better. The Giants are off to a 2-0 start. Dallas just got a win. But still, that was a team that came in undefeated, and the Lions took care of business yesterday, and that was fun to watch. All right, you've been waiting patiently. Pro Football Focus, PFF grades. Who were the top 5 performers on offense, bottom 5 on offense, top 5 on defense, bottom 5 on defense? We'll give you that information coming up next. First, though, we got to tell you about PrizePicks, daily fantasy that is so much fun, and you control it. All right, you're going up against the projections. It's great. So, for example, tonight you want to take Josh Allen and the Bills offense to get loose and throw for more than 320 passing yards. Maybe you want Dalvin Cook in the Minnesota-Philly game to rush for less than 85 yards. All of those things can be possible. You can make those picks at prizepicks.com or on the PrizePicks app. The format is awesome, and it's very easy to play. Pick 2 to 5 players, and if they score more or less than their PrizePicks projection, you can win up to 10 times your money on any entry. No competing against other people, as I said before. It's you against the projections. PrizePicks, not just NFL, MLB. Maybe you want to project how many home runs Ahmed Rosario is going to hit tomorrow night against the White Sox. He's been hot for my Guardians. Let's go, boys. Big series coming up. NHL, PGA, NBA, all of that, college and basketball, men's and women's. You could do that at PrizePicks as well. Even MMA and boxing. Boxing's still a thing. Entries can be made in 60 seconds or less. It's that easy. Safe and fast withdrawals currently operational in over 30 states and Canada. Here's what I need you to do. Download the PrizePicks app or go to prizepicks.com to sign up and play daily fantasy sports. First-time users can receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100 with promo code LOCKDOWN. If you deposit $100, PrizePicks will give you $100. If you deposit $50, PrizePicks will give you $50. Don't forget to enter the promo code LOCKDOWN at sign up for an instant deposit match up to $100. Monday edition, Locked On Lions, a victory Monday. The Leos upend the Commandos yesterday. Now, we'll see the Lions head to Minnesota to face the Vikings this coming Sunday. Pro Football Focus, our good friends at PFF.com, graded out the Lions. Here are the top 5 performers on offense. No surprise. Highest point gatherer for this team. On either side of the ball, Amon-Ra St. Brown, star wide receiver for the Lions, came in at a grade of 87.7. That is fantastic. High 80s is phenomenal. Taylor Decker, left tackle, big game yesterday, 81.8. Batting third, Brock Wright, tight end slash H-back slash fullback, 73.5. Josh Reynolds, 68.5. And Evan Brown, the center, coming in at a 68.4. Just 2 points ahead of his friend and teammate Dan Skipper. We're going to talk about Skip coming up momentarily. He had a 66.8. Bottom 5 performers on offense, Logan Stenberg, who last week had like a grade in the 20s, 43.6. DJ Chark, 47.0. Shane Zylstra, 48.3. TJ Hawkinson, not exactly off to a great start this season, 50.1. And Matt Nelson played 10 snaps, 53.4. Those are the top 5 and bottom 5 performers on offense for the Lions. Some good numbers there, certainly, Amon-Ra St. Brown included. All right, on the defense, leading the way was Chris Board at linebacker, 79.5, played 16 snaps. The commish, as he's known, John Kaminsky, 78.9. He injured his hand yesterday. Dan Campbell said today they're going to take a closer look on Wednesday. Hopefully he's not out too long. He's played pretty well so far. Will Harris, shout out to Will Harris, who I've been very, very hard on and harsh against. But Will Harris, 76.5 at the right cornerback spot. Malcolm Rodriguez coming in at a 74.2. And 5th, Tracy Walker, 71.2 for Walker. Jeffrey Okudah was 6th, by the way, at 67.6. Bottom 5 defensive performers for the Lions yesterday. Charles Harris played 52 snaps, 49.8, but even that's not horrible. Benito Jones, defensive tackle, 52.7. Deshaun Elliott, 53.3 in that free safety spot. Isaiah Buggs, 57.7. And Aiden Hutchinson, bottom 5, 57.7. Hutch had a pretty good game rushing the passer, though. His pass rush grade was like, was not bad, 57.3. But rush defense, 57.4. But PFF didn't love his game. But still, 57.7 isn't horrible. But again, 3 sacks yesterday for Hutch. Crowd went crazy. You could tell this crowd when they introduced the defense and Aiden Hutchinson gets introduced and Malcolm Rodriguez gets introduced. Those guys get big-time ovations. But it was good to see Aiden Hutchinson get 3 sacks. The Lions had 5 sacks on Carson Wentz. And again, that loosens things up for a depleted secondary right now. That is without the likes of Amani Oruwariye and others. So I like the way that the ends and the edges got after it. They're going to do the same thing this week. When Kirk Cousins has time to throw, he usually picks the Lions apart. When the Lions are in his face, Detroit usually has some success. So those are your top 5 and bottom 5 performers from Pro Football Focus. One other shout out, I want to say it again. Ben Johnson has to get some credit. The Lions have put up 36 or 35 and a half points per game the first 2 weeks. And the offense is clicking. There's some creativity there. There's some misdirection. Guards pulling on run plays. The Amon-Ra St. Brown play yesterday. The jet sweep. I like what I'm seeing here. And it's a nice mix for Jared Goff, who also looks comfortable. So while I sat here and said for months that I didn't think Ben Johnson would be calling the plays, and I thought Dan Campbell would do it, give Campbell credit for allowing his assistants to coach. Give Ben Johnson the reins. And so far, the offense has looked pretty darn good. Now, again, they've caught some breaks. All right. Philadelphia in week 1 had a few guys out. The Commanders did not have Chase Young yesterday. But again, they'll be tested this week against Minnesota, but they've got some really, really skilled players. And Ben Johnson is finding a way to get them the ball, whether it's St. Brown. I still think DeAndre Swift can get more touches. We haven't seen the best of TJ Hawkinson yet, but the O-line has played pretty well. And I like what I'm seeing from this team thus far. I'm going to throw the PrizePicks overlay up on the screen for all you YouTubers because I forgot to do that. But again, use that promo code LOCKEDON. All right, coming up next, this story is unbelievable. It really is. And it needs to be told. Dan Skipper got a got some great love from Dan Campbell yesterday in the locker room. The video is on the Lions website. And the numbers don't lie for Dan Skipper. He's played 14 NFL games. 14 in 6 years. That's it. All right. Some players will play 14 games this year. He's never started a game. And the transaction wire, and what I'm about to read you is amazing that he's still around. And the job he did yesterday was unbelievable. The kudos he got in the locker room was awesome. And we're going to talk about it more coming up next. We got to tell you about our friends also at Turo, the world's largest car sharing marketplace. With Turo, you can book any car you want whenever you want it from a community of local hosts. Browse a huge selection of vehicles from just about any occasion or budget across the U.S., Canada, and also in the UK. You want to book a spacious SUV or minivan for a family road trip? Go to Turo.com. Want a classic or luxury car for a special event, birthday, or holiday? Turo, Turo.com. Many Turo hosts can even deliver the car right to you. Test drive that new electric vehicle you've had your eye on to see how it fits your everyday life as well. Every trip is backed by liability insurance. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. It's easy. Ditch the boring rental cars and find your drive. Do it at Turo, Turo.com. All right, welcome back to the program. Our crack research staff, and they know who they are. We appreciate their support. Hit me up yesterday with something that is absolutely incredible. And when I get the texts that come in from my research staff, I must read them, okay? But again, you don't know who these people are, but I do, and that's what's most important. Some good stats from yesterday, really is. Jared Goff, the first Lions quarterback with 5+ touchdown passes through 2 weeks in back-to-back seasons. Not bad. Those are some positive numbers. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 straight games with 8+ receptions and a touchdown, establishing a new NFL record. How about that? Also very, very cool. But let's talk about this for a second. Dan Skipper went undrafted in 2017 and was signed by the Dallas Cowboys after the draft to a contract. He was then waived and one of the last cuts by the Cowboys in September of 2017 and was assigned to their practice squad. All right. Then in September, mid-September, he was released off the practice squad, had a tryout, and the Lions signed him in September of 2017 to their practice squad. Offensive lineman, 6'9", Dan Skipper. All right. In October of 2017, he was released by the Lions. Then signed again. Then released October 31st. Then signed to the practice squad November 2nd. This is all in 2017. He was then activated and given a reverse future contract in February of 2018 by the Lions again. Then he was waived before the season, didn't make the team again in 2018. So his first 2 years, he's been a last cut every year. Assigned to the practice squad September 2nd, released September 5th. Had a couple of tryouts, waited until November 27th of 2018, and signed with the Broncos to their practice squad. Then his contract expired on January 7th, and he was assigned to the Patriots practice squad January 8th of 2019. All right? Waivers, last cuts come August 31st, 2019, his third year of attempting to make a team. He doesn't make the team. He is released and waived by the Patriots. And of course, then signed by New England to their practice squad in October. Let go again, signed to the Texans practice squad. Then in November, waived by the Texans of 2019, only to be signed by the Lions November 12th, 2019. And he was on the active roster for 8 days, then waived November 21st. Okay? He was brought back to the practice squad only to be released again December 14th, 2019 by the Lions. All right? Then invited to training camp for 2020. What happened in 2020? Dan Skipper was cut September 5th. 4th year in a row. Couple of tryouts, nothing. October 21st, practice squad Lions. December 8th, signed to the active roster December 8th. Back to the practice squad December 15th. Released December 19th. Signed again. And then invited to training camp again with the Lions last season. Again, released for a 5th year in a row, September 1st, 2021. Assigned to the Raiders practice squad October 13th of last season. Cut. Assigned to the Lions practice squad November 19th last year. Invited to training camp this season. Only to be waived, as we all saw in Hard Knocks, and he was tearfully let go for a 6th straight year, August 31st. Signed to the practice squad, though, right after that, and started yesterday in week 3 and held his own, or week 2, and held his own and played well at a position in left guard that he had never played before in the NFL. He's a tackle. He's 6'9". That's unbelievable. What a story. And yesterday, Dan Campbell told the PR staff to put him on the podium. And he was the first player after Dan Campbell that was on the podium talking to the media yesterday after the win. And then the video surfaces from the Lions of his teammates yelling, "Skip, skip, skip." 6 years in the league, he's never made a team. He was cut every year. It's one of the final cuts. But every year he keeps going. Arkansas Razorback, good guy, and got rewarded yesterday playing in his 14th game at his first ever start. And he delivered and was a top 6 PFF guy, did a nice job at left guard, opened up some holes in the ground game. That's unbelievable. New England, Raiders, Cowboys, Lions, all these teams, Houston, Denver, they've all discarded him. That is what pro sports, that's what sports is all about. And his teammates getting behind him. And hopefully, look, Jonah Jackson's finger injury doesn't get any better. And today, Dan Campbell said, again, week to week, they'll take a look. Called Aiden Hutchinson's injury just a Charlie horse yesterday. That's all it was. But if Dan Skipper has to play, at least he's got this game on tape. And hopefully he stays on the roster as a backup. Because he did a really nice job yesterday, and it's a really cool story. All right, that'll do it for the Monday edition of Locked On Lions. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day right here on Locked On Lions. We're talking to you again tomorrow.